Expired elephant and rhino tranquilizer.
Well, I actually came here for the healthcare. My wife has cancer. I came here because she wasn't going to be down south. Came here. She had multiple surgeries. She's doing good. I've had pain problems my whole life. What you gotta do?
How many people have you spoken out here that are initially prescribed, like let's say fentanyl or oxys, and then end up coming here to buy it for cheap?
Most people we see my age, it's usually what it is. You get driven to it because you get taken, you do what you're supposed to do. Your doctor, and you get addicted. Back in the day, like they didn't tell me that it was addicted. I was taking Oxycontin in the 80s, like 4 a day. They wouldn't warn me or anything like that.
No warnings, and then you're forever addicted.
Yeah, exactly.
But real quick, have you ever wondered about your family history, where your ancestors are from, who you even are? Thanks to the sponsor of this video, MyHeritage, you can discover your family history and build out your own family tree. All you really need is the names, date of birth, and location of birth for your parents and your grandparents. Once you put that data in, MyHeritage will start to pull from over 20 billion easily searchable public records and over 90 million active users to start figuring out who you're related to. And MyHeritage's instant discovery tool will match info from your family tree to other user profiles' family trees. So if you don't have enough info to figure out who your great-great-great-grandmother is, maybe another user does. You can connect the dots. In fact, I took this family tree 13 generations back and found that on my mom's side, my ancestors came from Scotland and from England to the original 13 colonies. MyHeritage also did some digging and found that my great-grandfather here fought in the 96th Division in Okinawa after Pearl Harbor was attacked while his pregnant wife was at home, where he received a Bronze Star Purple Heart for his bravery. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code here to sign up for MyHeritage.com for 14 days free. Thanks again, MyHeritage, for making this video possible. Scan the QR code right here and join MyHeritage for 14 days free. Brittany, how long have you been out here?
13 years.
I like your water. It's very cold out here.
Super warm.
How do you deal with the cold out here? It's cold.
It was great when I had him in. I had body heat going on, but like now, dinosaur onesies and a lot of blankets, and it sucks. I'm trying to go to rehab for real. I can't take it out. I'm not doing this another winter. I can't do it.
I believe in you. That's badass.
I'm hearing them do it now, having a chemical one or whatever that's gonna have everybody with Alzheimer's and dementia within a year. It's whatever's making people trip. People are tripping.
We're not talking about nodding out, right?
No, we're talking about juicing. And it's doing something in people's brains. And I'm telling people this, like, to try to, maybe, like, die for y'all for this. Like, it's really hard. People are dying now. That's great. And in jail, my ex died, and a couple girls that I found out died. Withdrawal is killing people.
Busy. How was yours?
By grace of God, I'm still alive.
That's heavy.
Well, every day is a challenge, though. You know, you're not guaranteed to live the next day.
Drug-wise, I don't do drugs. That came home from having my head right over by a car 2 weeks ago.
Right out here?
Yeah, right across the street.
Were you nodding out on the street, or?
I was asleep. The guy sat in the car for 20 minutes before he pulled off and ran over my head and kept going.
So he hit and ran you, basically.
Yeah, my first day out the hospital, he sent his wife over to me and told his wife that he'll pay me $500 if I don't take him to court.
Take him to court?
Yeah, I'm taking him to court now.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you, dude.
Tanisha,
how are you doing tonight?
I'm alright.
What's going on?
Same old shit.
How did you end up here?
Oh, well, I was.
Right here. Just hold on right there. You're good.
Me and my friend were coming down here, and I'm coming to something like 16 and getting dope.
Okay.
But whenever we came through this time, we got into an argument and he left me here. And someone stole my phone. I had no phone. I'm here.
They tell me you're blind. Is that true?
Yeah, my left eye.
I have a bullet in my back. My wheelchair broke. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, shot in the back out here.
yeah, out here.
Just a straight bullet.
Just a straight bullet.
We've heard that twice today.
See, I got one. It's stuck on my spine. If I get it taken out, I become paralyzed waist down. So I'll have to deal with the pain. So it's kind of hard for me to walk.
Do you kind of walk around posture like this often?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because of the back, the bullet.
Yeah, because it shifts on your ass. It sometimes puts me in tears. Ever since George Floyd got killed and this pandemic happened, this world is fucked.
So I see you kind of nodding out a little bit. Are you on fentanyl or trank?
Uh-huh.
How much do you use a day?
Anywhere from 3 to 6 bags.
I know it's cold. It's so cold out here. When you nod out, are you concerned that you might die in the cold if you?
No, because I don't do that outside at night.
You don't do it outside?
Mm-hmm.
Now, people run your pockets, they steal from you. It's a fucking jungle.
People steal when you're nodding out. Is that what happens?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have fentanyl on you? Can I see what it looks like? I'm curious if you can quantify how much this costs too. Thank you for showing us. How much does that cost me like that?
Here, $5.
$5, that's it?
Where I'm from, those were like $20 a bag. I was on Ian with the cop the other day, and I was doing lookout for a block. He got shot right in his throat about 1:30 in the morning.
Question for you guys. When you see someone in the street like that, do they get moved? Or can you guys not kind of touch them? I mean, we can only advise when they get out of the street. Really? Even if they end up getting hit, you guys can't do anything about it? Hands with somebody, you can't physically remove somebody. I mean, no, it makes sense. I'm just curious. I ride around and make sure that they're still alive. We came here 2 years ago. Has it gotten better or worse? There's improvements. Do you feel like your hands are tied as a cop out here in the sense of what you wish you could do versus what you can do? No, I mean, with the new regime, 100%, they definitely have our back. They allow us to do what we have to do. The public doesn't like some of the things. We got to do what we got to do. It happens almost once or twice a night. They walk into people's cars and they're just not, they're just not coherent. They're not with it. Or, like this here, they set up an entire encampment. What they don't realize is there's people that live upstairs. They're blocking their way out. God forbid there's a fire. Sure. It's not about get off the corner and get away. No, you have rights, but your rights can't circumvent someone else's rights. They deny the shelters. They don't want the shelters. They want, they want to light a fire. You can't just light a cardboard box on the sidewalk and sit there. I want you to stay warm. You're a hazard now. I know what I do when I'm out here. If one person lives tonight, I did my job. Unfortunately, people, they don't want the help. What's one big misunderstanding the public might have about your job as a police officer out here in Kensington? They think all we want to do is just lock people up. It's not the case. We have business curfew. Stores got to close at 11 o'clock now. You know why? Because somebody was killed inside the store playing video games and the casino games, which they shouldn't be in there to begin with. Believe it or not, who gets more upset because the stores are closed? The people out here, because now they have, where am I going to go for my munchies? It's not my problem. All right, be safe. Okay, things just got real there. It sounds like the cop was screaming on the camera there. He's getting straight up assaulted on the other line. So what do lifetime locals here in Philly think about the current state of these streets? Who am I here with?
My name is Blue Love County. They call me Ra, R.A. I'm from down here. I got a little insight. I've been out here my whole life. So
I came here 2 years ago. I was told it was going to get cleaned up. What happened? I see needles all on the ground right now. It doesn't look cleaned up.
We try. Especially in the summertime, you'll see clean up crews come. But it's so bad out here to the point a day's worth of litter will look like this.
How did Kensington become the Disneyland of drugs out here, it seems?
The conveniency of the transportation. This transportation can get you anywhere in the city.
We're talking that right there, the public transportation?
So yeah, this train is everywhere. So it ain't like, oh, we all got a train station. Our stop's not like this. Yes, we understand that. But there was a problem close to Kensington and in Somerset. Somerset is one stop down. There's more room. As you can see, the streets are bigger. It was just a habitat of drugs, and it's like they ain't leaving.
We were driving past here. I saw a guy slumped over in the sidewalk, basically in the street. We noticed the police walking on their beat. What do they do out here?
So they ignore it because they do get tired or sleep or OD or whatever the case may be. But normally when you walk up to them, they will give you some type of motion to let you know that they is alive or they is somewhat awake.
We see people dying here every single day.
I'm not seeing them literally, but there is ODs every single day. But when I was a child, this Walgreens used to be a Blockbuster. There used to be a lot of stores right here to the point where I look forward to going to the store for my mom and come down to the avenue and buy my sneakers and medicine and stuff like that. And I used to just look forward to come out and shopping, you feel me? But at this,
should these glasses be illegal in the U.S.? Don't risk straining your eyes or wasting money on outdated prescription glasses.
this point, you can't do that no more. I noticed the transformation in the conditions of the drug addicts that was doing dope. My mother used to be a drug addict. The most I seen from my mother was track marks. And nowadays, it's more than track marks. So they got limbs falling off, getting cut off, and swollen, and busting, and anything you can name. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever they put in their body is forcing itself out of their body. I'm here because I'm witnessing the problem and I'm living in the problem. I'm not going to run from it. I didn't never run from my mother addiction. I remember running down G Street, chasing my mother while she was on dope and crack.
And as we were talking, this guy in a pickup truck pulled up out of nowhere. Can you tell us what you're up to?
We're handing out some clothes and stuff for the people. We're just here trying to help people. We know it's cold outside. I'm a pastor. We get our churches involved. People donate stuff. We just gave a bunch of stuff out over there, and we got a little bit of stuff left. We're just trying to get rid of what we have before it gets dark.
This is our first time back in 2 years. What have you noticed changed?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I see people dying here all the time. It's like a pit of hell.
It's getting much colder now. Is this going to help ultimately?
We had the whole thing piled up.
Yeah. Is it so cold? People are dying on the streets.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
People, you'll watch if you stand here a few minutes. People will come out of the woodwork. You know, they grab whatever they can. You know, you gotta remember the people here that have no way to wash their clothes. They have no place to take a shower. They have nothing. We hand out hygiene kits. You can see. You can look at puravitacondios.com.
You donate. This will go towards clothes, food for the local community out here.
Yeah, puravitacondios.com.
Give these people a resource, like give them somewhere to stay, give them something to do, and also give them a fixed income so they can be motivated that they won't be homeless if you stop helping them. And I know, like, who wants to be giving out free things to people that's doing things on their by their own choice, but you will see more positive stories than negative.
How are people affording the drugs in the first place out here right now?
They stealing from the businesses and they reselling it, and now the businesses went out of business.
Are we talking Walgreens and CVS's or local mom and pop shops went out of business?
Stores, even some like DTLR, Olympia Sport never opened back up. Rainbow got caught on fire due to a homeless person trying to burn a sensor off a tag to steal something.
Come out here, we're trying to get some fentanyl. How long would it take to get some fentanyl?
What's fentanyl?
Like 2 minutes?
What is
What are you using out here?
What's prescribed first? I've been on Suboxone for 10 years. I'm all about that Subway Surfer. But I started doing fentanyl a year ago because I didn't know what it was. I stopped doing dope when fentanyl came out because it was so strong. I just got done doing like 3 years in recovery living, so I got kind of burned out because it was mandatory from jail.
I see.
But now I maxed out and it's like voluntary, and I did 3 years and I got kicked out for trying to get some bushy inside the halfway house.
Hey, bro. Oh, yo. We got some updated gamble machines. All right, here you are, sir. I was running a business out here. Stuff? Yeah.
But y'all do a good job.
Thank you, by the way.
The whole 11 o'clock thing they did, it's affecting business.
Tell me how. For the worst?
It's doing something that we have nothing to do with. Like, as far as like the gambling machines, that's what they wanted to crack down on. I don't have no gambling machines, as you can see.
So can you tell me when they implemented the 11 o'clock curfew?
That's been about a few months.
And the goal for that was to reduce.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know what it has to do with the business, but as far as a curfew at 11 o'clock for businesses, I mean, people's gonna be outside no matter what, regardless. What does that have to do with the business being open? I never had, as you can see, I have a buzzer. You can't come in here unless I allow you in.
You guys have pretty good relationships with the people who do use on the outside and maybe come in or not?
I mean, yeah, I'm not, I don't discriminate against everybody, like especially like people with addictions. You know what I mean? Everybody has problems, man, but you're not gonna bring it to me though.
I'm here with an OG, you're saying?
I'm originally from Baltimore, right? I came up in 2016. I slept under the bridge. Here's the thing: when they got this cold last year, they will open up places where you can go and get heat, somewhere to sleep for the night. That's not there now. When they,
what is it? It's a bed? Blankets.
Wood.
Oh,
plywood.
That's pretty smart.
So what you do with this?
So we started plywood.
Oh, you just settled the trash can. Smart. Hey, someone like, where the hell's my trash can right now?
That was stuffed full this morning with firewood.
Okay. So you've already sold quite a bit of firewood.
Yeah. They do help you, but they don't want help. Each L stop had people with the yellow message on. All you gotta do is say you want help. They'll take your name and a van come pick you up within 15 minutes. So they are here to help, but all they gotta do is go and ask them. They don't want to help.
How many of these people nod out with a fire on and end up burning themselves? A lot.
Because when they nod it out, the blanket catch fire.
I saw a girl blanket catch fire with their hand last year.
You guys use strength? Yeah. Is that's standard out here right now still?
Yeah.
How do you not freeze to death out here? You're starting a fire?
Firewood.
Just on the street out here?
Yeah. I'd be like, going down the road, you fuck.
If you want to support our boots on the ground independent journalism that is not bought and paid for by corporate interests, along with exclusive DLC content that YouTube won't let me upload, and uncensored early access to all my videos before they go up on YouTube, go subscribe at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for less than $5 a month. After seeing the current state of the streets, I wanted to speak with someone who had escaped the cycle of addiction and is now trying to help others get clean too.
Here with Salim outside.
time found the Soldiers for Recovery. I've been boots on the ground since I got clean 10 years ago, 5 to 10 years ago.
Leti, anani no phone. You call Jenna, you know. Leti, you looking the thing right there. I'm not even on phone. I'm looking at the TV. The phone sitting right here. I'm not even looking at the phone. I'm watching it.
Absolutely. It's always known as Needle Park. Would you help create it as Needle Park?
I would hate to think that I, paid part of it, but I believe I did.
Look at that street cleaner. Clean it up. We're only just as dirty again, right?
Actually, gonna be dirty. 2 hours, 2 hours.
2 hours.
Eventually, I got tired of going in and out of rehab. I got tired of sleeping on the streets. I got tired of just being nothing, man. I just woke up one day, so I said, I'm going to rehab.
We're here at Needle Park. We were here 2 years ago almost. You see the needle caps on the ground, and we got a spoon there. Definitely not for any soup. What goes through your mind when you get back here?
I never stop coming out here. What comes to my mind is I got more work to do. All these benches I rested on at some point in time.
They do want me to go back to work. I ain't going right now. Try it.
Sleep in the mosque. If the mosque was open, then I
They were saying you called me. I was in the park and studying. I'm not even texting me.
I'm over this. I gotta get clean.
No, I mean, you think about it, but you want that drug. You want the drug to literally touch you and tell you, don't worry, just next week, you're gonna show people who you are. You're gonna get back. It literally talks to you mentally.
You stop that.
I just was burnt out, man. I wanted more out of life. I stopped playing games with God. Because really, I knew that this was a spiritual battle. I woke up one day and I said, I'm going to rehab. God answered my prayers 10 years ago. I did about 45 days. They told me not to come back and come and talk because you could come and talk. Because while I was in there, all I can always think about is how can I help the other people? When I got out on a Sunday. I came back the following Sunday, and I wasn't supposed to come back there for 30 days. I was back in 6 days. I was back there talking and helping. And I've been doing it consistently for the past 10 years.
How many about your organization, the work you guys do?
I send people to rehab across the country, real the streets. So if anybody needs help, go to my social media, DM me, Soldiers for Recovery. I don't care where you at in the world. I'm going to get you out of here. We can get you on a plane. I don't care where you at in this country to get you out of here to go get some good resources that's going to help you get you back to life. If you have anything you would like to help with Soldiers for Recovery, feel free to donate. It's definitely a tax write-off. I'm registered. Y'all can definitely play a role in helping me do God's work.
I'm a chef. I'm a licensed barber.
Would you work if someone had a job for you?
Yeah.
Anywhere in Philly?
Yeah.
Show up?
Yeah. Okay. When I say something, I do it. I beat around the bush. I'm a straight shooter. But you have Instagram, I can show you some picked up.
Yeah, check it out. Ladies out there, show our boy Harold some love. If you're single, is that fair? Employers out there, any local restaurant owners, show some love to Harold. You got the credentials. You're a good man. Damn, you got a fucking handshake. That's for sure, too. Holy shit, that's a man shake.
Attention, if you have Medicare Part A and have been diagnosed with an eligible chronic condition like diabetes, chronic heart failure, chronic vascular disorders, or another qualifying chronic condition, this important message is for you. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage chronic condition special.
Yeah, my name is Ron. I'm in Kensington, Philadelphia. North Philadelphia, to be exact, somewhat. It's known for a lot of drug use, crime, drug use, prostitution.
What are the most popular drugs here right now?
The trank, the dope, and the fentanyl. It's doing them dirty, like bad. Like my mother was from down here. My mother used to do every drug in this book. Glad to say she's cleaned off everything. But me, when I was a child, my mother was down here doing dope. She did not look like this. She had a couple track marks. She had a couple little sores and everything, but her limbs wasn't falling off. It's real bad. Like you can smell them when they walk past. Like,
do you guys believe addiction is a disease?
Yes, it is.
Some people want to get off drugs, but they're so deep into it. They can't. No matter how hard they try, they've been doing it for so long, it becomes a part of them.
What do you think is the solution for someone who's that far in the lifestyle of addiction?
But my honest opinion, I don't think there's no solution. Then they're gonna do it till they die.
There's a white right behind us. That's it. You got it. That's it. That's it. You stealing? You can't steal. You can't steal. No. Get up. Go.
This is a typical day in Kensington, a neighborhood in Philadelphia. 400 to 800 people are on the streets here looking for their next high.
What's your name?
But
Well, you've been out here
almost 4 years. I think it's crazy. For real.
When do you think you first started using drugs?
I tried drugs when I was 18. I used heroin until I was 22. So in that period of time, you can kind of see when the writing's on the wall.
You know, it's a spiral downward, and eventually it takes you to somewhere like this. Honestly, if I'm being truthful, I'm probably gonna have to get arrested to stop. But when I do get arrested, it's at that point, you know, I'd like to move forward into sobriety. I've had 5 years clean, 2 years clean, a year and a half clean. Hi, Mom. I'm okay. Love you.
And if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God is raised from the dead, you'll be saved. We are all the same. We have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God.
Oh.
At the foot of the cross, there's no racism, there's no gender, there's no gender. There is no, let me repeat that. There is gender, but there is no
Yes.
salvation with respect to gender. If you're a
Yes,
man,
ma'am. I hear
you
you.
get saved. If you're a woman, you get saved.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. A man will not get
Wow.
to heaven
I can hear you.
if he's a and doesn't
Yes, ma'am. I hear you.
Do you use any of the harm reduction services they offer?
Yeah, we use the needle exchange
I am
and
not.
harm reduction. They offer like wound care.
What's going on with the wound on your leg?
So what it is it's a sore that's caused by an abscess.
Does
I would not do that.
We're not really sure. To be honest, both of us think it's the trank that does it.
The dangerous street drug component is officially called xylazine, nicknamed Trank, as in tranquilizer. For people who use illicit drugs, it is an X factor, both unseen and possibly fatal.
City officials and the feds say Trank is being mixed with opioids.
My name is Rosemary Ricardo, founder of Operation. I work with families of homicide victims, and I'm a harm reductionist.
So what is xylazine?
So xylazine is like a tranquilizer,
I'm
not
talking to
made for
you
human
watching
consumption. It's made for
the
animals.
TV.
It's
and
used on
I'm
mice.
talking
It's
to you.
used
I can't
on.
even-
It's like a sedative that's made it into the drug supply. I mean, it's been here for 6 years, but we're
You
seeing
heard
a
the
lot
TV
more.
on.
A drug commonly used to sedate horses is now being linked to overdose deaths across
Watching
the
TV
country.
and talking
Trank
about
was
the
detected
I
in
can never eat
34%
no.
of all overdose deaths in 2021.
It's like a vasoconstrictor your veins, and it just makes it hard to circulate. And then next thing you know, you got infection, you have amputation, you have rotting skin.
They say that like the filler is like really acidic. It's like when you get a cut, it's like almost like the acid tries to get out of your system, like through like the weak point or something in the veins. You know? So they don't heal, man. I've had this on my leg for like over a year and 6 times, man.
Have you attempted to get any like healthcare for it?
What are you
Nothing,
getting wrong?
official, you know, but I do take care of it. Seeing guys,
Oh, my lady T.
you know, Meta
I
Honey.
want my woman to come and cook for
I
me.
have a lot of wound care supplies. I have a lot of snacks, socks. It's just not enough. We may have like maybe 6, 7 teams out here from different hospitals, but it's just more or less the magnitude of people that are here coming from all over the country to
watching Zombie Land.
consume this stuff that's not made for human consumption. I would say 70% are not from here. 70-80% are not from here.
I'm from Baltimore. I went to
Zombie
a month ago, and I ended up leaving with a girl that's from here, and been here ever since. And basically got stuck down here. I had a family back home in Baltimore with 3 kids, and it's just different, like totally different. We took a trip back one time and got the dope, and it does nothing now. So basically, I'm up here because this shit is fucking different. Like,
they come here because we have that good shit. You know, they come here because we got that good drugs.
this is wild, bro. I've never seen something like this shit ever in my life. Like Baltimore's ran by the gangs and shit. Like Trank ain't even hit Baltimore yet. Like I'm telling you, when they hit Baltimore, that shit's about to be a war zone because nothing else gonna get anybody high.
What's going on with your right arm here, man?
And somebody missed, and I ended up getting a blood infection, and I was septic. Like last week, I was in ICU for 4 days.
Do you know what might have caused it?
Trank and dope.
What about you, man?
Well, my voice is mangled because when I was getting hit, somebody was hitting me, it hit my voice box. Or I think, I mean, that's what they say, but I'm going on like 3 weeks. And Trank is nasty shit. It's an animal tranquilizer that was used on horses. You can look around and see and go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Ultimately, it's not that person's fault. Take the fucking Trank away. My fucking leg is horrible. I'm embarrassed by it. I wash, clean, put antibiotic, fucking ointment on it, wrap it every day. Every time I can, I'm in that shower. This has been here for 5 fucking months.
The flesh-eating condition caused by Trank is referred to as necrotizing fasciitis. This condition was mentioned briefly during my visit to a harm reduction facility in San Francisco.
Necrotizing fasciitis, which is a flesh-eating disease.
But I wanted to learn more about what's actually going on beneath the skin when you see these types of lesions. So I found a dermatologist named Dr. Cartwright to help break it down.
Sure, I'm Martina Cartwright. I'm the Vice President of Medical Affairs for a small dermatology company. Xylazine is not an opioid. It's actually an anesthetic meant for horses and other large animals. So necrotizing fasciitis is just a name for dead tissue. It causes death of the fascia, which is right underneath the skin surface. And it can even go deeper than that. So what you're seeing, that blackened tissue, again, is dead tissue. And below that is a harbored infection.
Now, how long after injecting Trank would it take for this condition to set in?
It's hard to say, but it oftentimes only takes a few days. Treatment is very complicated. You have to get the individual into the hospital right away to receive IV antibiotics. They also have to debride that wound, which means you take off the dead layers of skin and tissue. And sometimes that can go as deep as the bone. If they don't get the immediate treatment, it will spread and oftentimes cause a systemic infection called sepsis. Sepsis is a systemic infection that affects all the organs. So it's characterized by low blood pressure, rapid heart rate, increased temperature, and high white blood cell count. And it often has a very high death rate.
What is the death rate?
It's over 50%.
Is there any type of treatment for sepsis?
Amputation is the only treatment. They're not getting enough blood flow and nutrients to the area where the tissue has died, and it just keeps spreading. You can think of it almost like water spreading in a puddle. It goes from one small place and then it spreads throughout the limb. And if they don't seek treatment to get that blood flow back in there, they're going to lose their limb.
Once symptoms have progressed beyond their initial stage, which is marked by dramatic inflammation of the affected limb, the skin begins to corrode. After that, the only real option is amputation, which in America costs $45,000 without insurance. So it's not uncommon in Kensington for Trank addicts to chop off their own limbs to stop the disease from progressing onto their internal organs. Now, I can genuinely say that in all my years reporting, I have never seen something this horrifying. And on a human level, I was struck with a piercing sense of anger and genuine frustration that there was actually someone out there, probably in plain sight, making a killing, selling Trank in Philadelphia, an evil drug, slowly killing thousands of people in real time, who even if they miraculously get clean, will never recover from the damage it does to their body. All in the name of profit, because I guess fentanyl just wasn't enough to pay the bills. Still, it's my job as a journalist to speak to everyone. So I asked around, does anybody know where this stuff comes from? I was told that at the top of the supply chain, almost all of Philadelphia's Trank is created by a tight-knit pair of two brothers who achieved a monopoly on the flow of xylazine in and out of Philadelphia after Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro made it temporarily illegal 6 months ago for veterinarians to prescribe or even possess xylazine.
Governor Shapiro is taking aggressive action to stop the spread of xylazine, also known as Trank, directing the State Department of Health to list it as a Schedule III narcotic.
The Trank brothers agreed to meet with me, but wouldn't give me an exact address. They first told me to go to the parking lot of Max's Cheesesteaks in North Philly. From there, they gave me walking directions to the stash house, where the door was left wide open for me to enter.
The best mattress deals so you can get your best sleep only during the 4th of July mattress sale at Raymore Flanagan. Combined sale pricing with interest-free financing for up to 72 months. Don't miss 4th of July mattress deals at Raymore Flanagan.
Meet the Current Body Skin LED Light Therapy Mask, Series 2. Carefully engineered to bring you unparalleled wavelength precision and coverage. Visibly smoother and brighter skin. Shop now at us.currentbody.com.
Lady T, I'll call you back twice. Yeah, your phone went off. I don't know what happened to your phone.
And there I was, with the Walter White and Jesse Pinkman of of Trank?
This is Kensington Finest. They loaded. There's a lot going on. This would be about like 50 grand right there. This is about like $2,000, between $2,000 and $4,000. You know, it don't cost that much neither. It don't cost that much.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of people have died from overdoses from this stuff.
Somewhat.
Molly Couchenberger was just 30 years old when an overdose claimed her life. Ron says a dangerous veterinary tranquilizer was to blame.
We saw that she had fentanyl and xylazine in her system.
Do you feel any sense of like responsibility?
Yeah, I feel bad. I can't spend more money with me. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, what is Trank?
Trank is a liquid base. It's like a tranquilizer arms, but it's already put together as we speak though. I gotta put it into like a blender and ready to get it down to a powder form so I can get all my work on it, get it done, get it on the street, and do what you gotta do.
I saw online that it kind of originated as like a veterinary thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. So when you get your hands on it at first, it's not really breaking the law until you really like put it together.
Is there like a kind of dirty veterinarian involved somewhere along the way?
Yeah, plenty of them. You know, it don't cost that much neither.
He's right. For a licensed veterinarian, a bottle of xylazine capable of doubling the strength of an ounce of fentanyl costs only $33. Is there a limit to how much you can get at one time?
Well, sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
What is that limit?
So an average bottle, I'd say we work for 4 or 5 bottles. Okay.
How much is each bottle?
So average between, I'd say 300 to 700. Can come to 1,000 if the person really stingy wants, you know, what's going on.
It's typically veterinarians. So.
Yeah. Well, no. He's the first guy, but we talk to the 4th, 5th, 6th guy. I don't go right to the farms and get, you know. I got some people that make ones. I don't really make ones myself, but I make sure I pick them very well to get what I need. You do what you got to do. I need y'all to get it here. I can't go get it myself.
Do you have any of the bottles with you?
You see that one right there? Yeah. That's that point right there. See my guy?
Do you kind of moderate like how much you put into the fentanyl packets?
Yes, you got to. You don't want to kill them. You want them to enjoy themselves. You don't want to kill them.
You think Trank's like a pretty enjoyable experience?
Yeah, yeah.
It causes an anesthetic effect, so lower heart rate, a sense of calming. It almost rivals that of heroin.
Interesting.
And they don't go through harsh withdrawals.
What does Trank feel like?
Trank makes me feel like I'm asleep. Honestly, it's kind of like a daze. I'm from like the heroin days, you know. I'm in it for the rush, you know, the euphoric rush from the drugs. Trank really doesn't offer that, but what it does offer is a cheap nod.
How much is a single dose of Trank?
Single doses. Trank like a big bag for $10, $5 to $10.
Oh, $5 for a bag of fentanyl mixed to the tranquilizer.
How many do you think you sell a day?
Hundreds of thousands.
From a distribution standpoint, the Trank brothers supply between 15 to 20 blocks in Philadelphia every day with their own bundles of Trank. They estimate that each block alone sells 10,000 doses.
So a block doing 100 bundles, and there's 14 bags in a bundle. That's about 10,000 packets.
This economy generates $500,000 every day. But as we saw, costs many customers their lives and limbs. Or have you seen the effects of it on people's body?
Yeah, that's what I did. And it's not good. Normally, if you do it the right way, it's gonna happen like that. But if you miss, it will tear your ass off.
Do you feel any sense of like responsibility for that?
No responsibility.
How come?
Because I'm not the one that's giving it to them directly.
So you have other people that work for you?
Yes, I do.
How many people do you think work under you?
50 average.
What's like their average age typically?
Average age, teenagers. Dealers, teenagers, older people, yeah, sometimes, but you know, they're drug addicts.
So you have some protection on you here.
Got to all the time. Blocks, Smith & Wessons, we very your hands on the blocks stuff. They are very, very long. There's a lot around us. Everybody can get their hands on the stuff.
Why is it so hard to get this stuff?
Why? Yeah, because you're stingy. You're not going to show everybody. You want everybody getting their money. So when they see people that got blocks, that's want real good numbers, they like to rob the hustlers. And when they rob the hustlers, they're messing with me. And therefore, I got to take care of them.
How do you take care of stuff?
Normally that.
Ever shot anybody before?
Yes, sir.
How was that experience?
I don't know.
How'd you first start doing this?
Friends, poverty, cards, seeing that they like it better than dope.
How would you describe your upbringing, like in general?
Regular, nothing crazy, regular property,
How about your like home life?
regular, wasn't enough.
How old were you think when you first started to just like figure you didn't want to work a regular job?
Never worked a regular job.
Really? Not even for like one shift at Starbucks? How long have you been doing this for?
I'd say about 10 years.
How do you feel about what's going on in K&A?
Anyway, I'm not really too far from that area, but I know my stuff is over there. And they love it. You know? Some people got dope, some people got dope for shrink, some people got dope for fentanyl. Don't know what you get your hands on.
I forgot to mention, tranq prices are kept fixed by the cartel. The original crooked veterinarian at the top of the supply chain doesn't sell to the Trank brothers or anyone directly. They sell wholesale to a broker who works for a Mexican drug cartel. What are those guys like?
Sturdy, very sturdy. They wouldn't do what I'm doing.
Do they kind of control things on like a high level?
Yes, they do. Prices, people's lives.
For my own safety, I don't want to say which one, but the cartel sets a fixed price for xylazine bottles and closely monitors tranq as it travels down the supply chain, particularly as it moves from the Trank brothers onto the blocks, like Kensington. If any blocks are found to be cutting and weakening tranq to maximize profit, or getting xylazine from outside veterinarians, they would almost instantly be killed, and the cartel doesn't have to do it themselves.
They can get you touched without even being there.
Really?
Yes, sir. They'll drop the price.
Just like a bag on somebody's head?
Yeah. No problem.
And that word just kind of circulates around. In the past year, though, this market has become increasingly difficult to regulate due to an overseas manufacturer called Hanhong Pharmaceuticals, which is an unregulated company based in Wuhan, China. This company, which should be a household name, is funded directly by the infamous Wuhan Institute of Virology. But I like having a YouTube channel, so I'm going to save my cross analysis for a later date. Anyways, Hanhong Pharmaceuticals was recently revealed to be the company solely responsible for selling fentanyl precursors to the Mexican drug cartels, who then bake these chemicals in a laboratory into pills and powder to import into the United States. Because of the success of the open-air tranq market in Philadelphia, this company recently figured out about xylazine. And so, about a year ago, Hanhong began selling their own variant of xylazine, but instead of liquid, in a powder form for only $20 a kilo, which they've been attempting to sell to drug dealers in Philadelphia on platforms like Telegram and WhatsApp. Unlike the trade of fentanyl, which requires the cartel as a middleman to make the precursors, Hanhong's invention of powdered xylazine allows them to cut out the cartel as a middleman and sell directly to dealers. For a period of time, this was a real game changer for tranq dealers.
They can get it off the internet. They can order it from anywhere. And what's sad is you don't even have to be in the veterinarian field to receive it through the mail from Chinese dealers.
However, this majorly weakened the control of the cartel, who had already set a fixed price for liquid xylazine bottles, leading them to impose a death sentence on anyone caught receiving or trading powdered Chinese xylazine. This green light on someone's life, however, is imposed remotely. Because Philadelphia is so poor, all the cartel has to do is contact the city's gang leaders through private channels with someone's picture, their name, and a price. In the following days, a feeding frenzy for that person's life will ensue.
3 gunmen firing dozens of shots in broad daylight, killing a 19-year-old man who was sitting on some steps.
From an outside perspective, it may look like gang warfare or just simply black-on-black crime, but it's actually a proxy war between Chinese corporations and Mexican drug cartels. For this reason, the advent of tranq in Philadelphia has led to a major spike in homicides, and almost nobody has a bigger target on their head than the Trank brothers. What are your aspirations like for your whole life?
Well, I get in and get out. I've been there for quite a while, but since it's shrinking the fentanyl, the profit's been very, very skyrocketed. So I assume I've been doing this too long. But yeah, until then, I gotta do what I gotta do.
So you do think you'll get out of the dope game eventually?
Yes, I will.
What do you want to do when you're out?
I'll do the business. I like cars. I like fancy cars.
What's your favorite kind of car?
Dodge Charger, Hellcat, Grand Cherokee. I like money.
What's your favorite way to spend money, like after you get it?
On my bitches, food, fancy cars, jewelry.
Like taking girls out to restaurants?
Yes, that'd be it.
What kind of food do you like?
I like pastas, I like pizza, I like steak.
Sick.
I'm a lamb type guy.
Oh, nice. What do you think's the best place in Philly to get lamb?
Lamb? Here. Like thirsty woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attitude or more calm?
Both.
Nice.
Only not fucking listen.
Have you ever tried this stuff before?
Fuck no. Never.
You think drugs are harmful?
Yes, it is harmful.
How come?
We don't like it. Why? And you see what it's doing? It's killing everybody.
You feel any sense of like responsibility?
No. They're gonna fucking buy them for me. You wanna sell drugs on market, so they're gonna buy them for you too. All kids stay away from drugs. All kids stay away from drugs.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Thanks for your time. After leaving the Trank brothers' house, I felt conflicted. On one hand, you can say that they're evil.
I do think it's evil. They're taking advantage of people that have addiction problems, mental illness.
They're producing a drug that destroys people's lives and bodies. But on the other hand, even they have caveats that protect them from responsibility and give them an ethical high ground no matter what. For example, they say Trank users don't go through harsh withdrawals.
And they don't go through harsh withdrawals.
Meaning they're providing a less painful experience than a typical fentanyl dealer. However, we learned from Dr. Cartwright this is not true.
The come down from that drug is so horrific and painful for them, they'll check themselves out of the hospital and start all over again.
They also claim that necrotizing fasciitis only sets in if you miss a vein.
If you do it the right way, it won't happen like that. But if you miss, it will tell you why it's so.
Meaning it's all the fault of the user for not doing it right. This is also false.
It's more likely to happen if you miss a vein, but regardless, it will occur.
And most interestingly, they say that if they don't do it, someone else will, framing themselves as powerless cogs in the drug machine.
They're gonna fucking buy them for me. You wanna sell drugs on market, so they're gonna buy them for you too.
I believe that at one point, probably early on, they realized that making Trank was wrong. But after seeing such astronomical profits come in, their brains constructed protective pathways to shield their souls from guilt and flood their conscience with the same affirmation.